The Cleveland Cavaliers have removed themselves from the Donovan Mitchell trade, and I think that was smart. So this comes from Ian Begley per Sportsnet or Sports New York or whatever, SNY. So he tweets, Cleveland Cavaliers have removed themselves from the Donovan Mitchell trade talks per SNY sources. Doesn't seem like there are suitors at the moment who can approach what the Knicks can offer Utah, even if you take RJ Barrett off the table. So this trade is still New York Knicks to lose, is what he tweets. I don't know why I got complicated there, but look, we've talked about the fact that, hey, they are probably dangling Colin Sexton and maybe Jetty Osman as trade chips, as I believe those are the only two tradable guys. Yes, I love Dean Wade and Lamar Stevens. The only way I saw those guys getting traded were for salary fillers if they had to. Okay, but really, it's Colin Sexton and Jetty Osman, who were probably being shopped to the team, send them a package of center around those two. And could I still see them trade Jetty Osman? Maybe, just because I love Jetty Osman, don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot of teams that would like Jetty. But Donovan Mitchell, they're really hoping that, an offer of something revolving around maybe Jetty Osman, Lowry Markkanen, Karis LeVert, and Colin Sexton could maybe entice them. Probably did not, but I don't even know if that was what they were really trying to give up, because I feel like, as I said that's kind of a lot. And for me, I just look at this situation, I'm like, okay, could the Cavs still make a move before season end? Of course, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers we're talking about. And this is a team that part of the reason they fell off was due to injury, so they're trying to load up on depth. And I think one of the reasons why they pulled out of this potential trade for a Donovan Mitchell is whatever trade it would offer. Again, they didn't have anything to offer comparable to what the Knicks had to offer. But besides that, they knew that they were going to have to give up the depth that they spent this offseason building up. And this team now has depth that if any injuries happen, they're good, okay? You got Karis LeVert. If we're going to act like, Colin Sexton's coming back at this point. But basically, what I'm saying is this is a team that is prepared at all costs to make sure everything goes according to plan this coming season, that they don't stagnate offensively when injuries happen. Likewise with defense, that their defense doesn't suffer like it did when injuries occurred. They were able to, keep stuff afloat with Ricky Rubio after the Colin Sexton injury, but then when Rubio went down, it started to get a little choppy, but it wasn't too bad. But then we started getting injuries to the big guys, and when the big guys started getting hurt, and I think Garland missed a few games, and that's what I'm saying is, like, when that all started happening, it all kind of went downhill. And now they're prepared. They brought in Robin Lopez. They brought in Raul Neto, Ricky Rubio back. They have Karis LeVert. They drafted Ochai. They have Jetty. They have Lamar Stevens. They have Dean Wade. This team is locked and loaded. And they still have Dylan Windler and a few guys from last year's roster. So right there, when you look at it, this is a team that is locked and loaded. Something that, there's no reason to worry, because for me, this is a team that has it figured out. And I think at this point, it's just kind of ludicrous to believe that they would just be really willing to throw away what they've built. This is a team that I think is a playoff team. They're not a play-in team, and they've really built up the depth that was needed to sustain a playoff run. So I think that's something that people aren't accounting for. And, hey, for me, I think it's definitely interesting as all hell. And that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this? And if you were the Cavaliers, who would you trade at this point for Jetty Osman or any of those guys?